Good afternoon. My name is Jamie Coulter. I am the CEO of Raymond James in Canada. And joining me this afternoon is Jocelyn Luk, Senior Business Management Associate based here in Toronto. And we are here to talk about a program that we're both very excited about. It's called Life Well Lived. And looking forward to sort of doing a bit of a deep dive into the program with Jocelyn's help this afternoon and kind of sharing what we're up to here at Raymond James from a health and wellness perspective. Jocelyn, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Well, this will be fun. This is a program that I know you and I are both, we're actively participating in, but also really proud of, in particular, the development and the growth that we've seen over the last little while. So I think when I first introduced this program to you, I gave you a little bit of the background story and said we created it in the branch in Toronto in 2016 as really a health and wellness program for that group of advisors at the firm. And I had the privilege of managing them at the time, and we were sort of going through a stressful period. And I kind of felt like, hey, I think we can try and do something here to help these advisors sort of take care of themselves. So now fast forward a few years from that start date, and you've taken the lead in planning and coordinating the program. So why don't we start there? And so for those who, most of the audience here are going to be unfamiliar with the program, let's provide a little bit more background on it and talk about some of its underlying objectives.
So the Life Well Lived program, it's our health and wellness initiative. It's open to all of our employees and and our IFS associates as well. So the underlying objective is really to provide an offering that focuses on each person's physical and mental health. So we recognize that in order to take care of our clients, we must take care of ourselves first. And the Life Well Lived program does a great job of providing something for everyone. And individuals of all fitness levels and backgrounds are encouraged to participate in all of our events.
When we created this too, we were sort of playing around with like, what do we think? Like, what's the right programming strategy? How frequently should we sort of get together? And if you look back at the program this year, maybe just a highlight of how we set it up over the last few months and kind of what each month looks like.
We have monthly speaker series. Each month I pick a different topic. So we bring in a number of different speakers for different topics. Some that we've had include mental health, exercise, nutrition, and alcohol. We've also brought in some motivational speakers who share their stories and passion for health, fitness, and sports. So it's a wide variety of different speakers that we've had this year. And
I was amazed, and we kind of go through the speakers, kind of the program at the outset of the year and trying to map it out a little bit and try and pick topics that we think are going to be, resonate well with the audience. Which of those topics, which one sort of surprised you the most as the one that had the highest amount of engagement?
So one topic was nutrition, actually, that we had a lot of engagement for. So we had our first topic in March. We did sort of tips for maintaining a healthy immune system, obviously being in the winter, flus were going around. So we had a specialist come in and talk about how we can eat healthy and feel better. There were so many questions from that session. So we decided to do a part 2 of nutrition, but went on a different angle this time and sort of talked about nutrition trends. So keto fasting, intermittent fasting, and again, very well attended and many questions.
Yeah, those are both really both engaging. And I find with any one of those speakers, I take one thing away and I can sort of incorporate that into my daily routine, sort of an incremental change. But 6 months later, I'm going to be in a better place than I was the 6 months prior. And we talked about the speaker series, but we've got another important element to the program too, and that's the fitness piece as well. So maybe you want to elaborate on that component.
So on top of the monthly sort of speaker events, we have the group fitness classes as well. So historically, the program was very Toronto focused because it was developed in partnership with the Toronto Triathlon Festival and with help from the Toronto Athletic Club. So we have a lot of fitness classes at the Toronto Athletic Club. And this includes yoga, spin, HIIT training. We're going to introduce boxing and Pilates later this year. But we have been actively working to increase the involvement for the program across Canada. So out in Vancouver, they've started offering fitness classes as well. We registered a Raymond James team for the Vancouver Sun Run, which is a 10K run as part of the program. So yeah.
And that's been amazing to really see that come to life. And that's been through your efforts primarily. I think we had 50 people registered for that Sun Run in Vancouver, and inclement weather, but still a really high participation rate. That was great to see.
Yeah, more like a rain run there, but they had a lot of fun.
They did indeed. And I think one of the takeaways we had from COVID, and I probably hadn't been thinking about it pre-COVID, particularly with the speakers, offering a hybrid sort of environment. So we'll host a speaker here, perhaps in a boardroom in Toronto, and then we'll invite other branches to participate. But we found that some of the other branches are doing something a little bit unique with those presentations as well. And maybe you can share a couple of stories from what you've seen from the Vancouver branch or Ottawa. Those are the two that stick out in my mind.
Yeah, so most of our speakers have been in Toronto, so we do broadcast virtually firm-wide. What Vancouver likes to do, obviously, because they're 3 hours behind us, is they'll watch the recording the next day and have lunch together and do that. So we do record all of our sessions, and they are available for people to watch on their own time. But like you said, in Ottawa, Vancouver, we've had groups that have gathered for lunch. And next week, actually, we have our first in-person speaker event in Vancouver. It will be a full boardroom, which is very exciting.
That'll be good. That's going to be a fun one. That'll be the first one for us to zoom into, and with our good friend Simon Whitfield. Looking forward to seeing him join us from the West Coast next week. That'll be a good one.
So we'll be watching that live in Toronto with a snack and learn. Yes,
it'll be after our lunch, I think. So I think, again, one of the things that I think it's been so gratifying from my perspective this year is just watching the participation rate climb. And if you can share your perspective on that, kind of the numbers that we're at sort of today, and sort of how we got there.
Yeah, so the engagement in the program has been great, and participation continues to grow all the time. Every time we have a lunch session, colleagues are grabbing each other and saying, hey, come to this. I went to it last month. So after each lunch session, I have a few more registrations typically. And now we currently have over 200 people signed up for the program. It continues to grow every month. Our biggest cohort is actually out west in BC, and that's thanks to some help I'm getting out west with the program from individuals such as Jeannie Lamb. Our second biggest cohort is here in Toronto, and we still have great registration across Canada in our other branches.
It's been amazing just to have that kind of come together like this. So thank you very much. I think one thing just for our audience here, we've with our lunch series, particularly the nutrition ones, I think we're usually pretty smart about what kind of food we order. As far as I don't recall seeing burgers and fries ever, but
yeah, I haven't actually ordered a dessert yet. Debating next week if it's going to be the first time I order maybe cookies, because we have our snack and learn, but we'll see what I come up with.
All right, well, chocolate chip if you're looking for a flavor choice.
Or else it's a fruit platter.
All right, I'll be there in any case. So let's just spend a couple of minutes on the fitness classes themselves. You talked about sort of the variety that we've had, and what kind of classes do you find are well suited to a group like this? As you said, we've almost got 200 people or more than 200 people registered, and they're sort of varying abilities and skills. Which classes do you think have sort of resonated well, and what do you sort of look forward to trying and testing in the months ahead?
We've had pretty steady turnout to most of our fitness classes in Toronto. I know there's a good turnout in Vancouver as well. But every class sort of brings a different group of people. We have sort of our regulars that come to everything. And yoga's been great. HIIT training has been great. Spin is a great class to do. But for the fall, I was looking at introducing Pilates and boxing. And those are all just great ways to sort of get to know your colleagues as well, and work out together, do something active, and, see each other once a month for the same type of activity.
That'll be good. Okay, so boxing, I got to make a note for that one. That'll be interesting. I think you hit on a really interesting point. Like, we're sort of getting to know our colleagues in a different way than we would if we were just seeing them in a work environment. How important do you think that is?
Oh, it's great. Even with our lunch sessions, people tend to stick around after and sort of share their thoughts on the lunch, on the topic, and sort of share ideas of, nutrition, different recipes we're trying. And it's just been a great way to get to know our colleagues in other departments by connecting over lunch on sort of a non-work related topic.
I think that's been another sort of added benefit. I'm not quite sure. I was sort of thinking of that going in, but I think it's become apparent that is a key sort of attraction of this of the Life Well Lived program. So switching gears just a little bit, you and I spend a lot of time talking about the core values and the culture of Raymond James. How do you think this program, Life Well Lived, ties into the values and the culture here at the organization?
So our vision statement is, as the most advisor-centric firm, we help clients live their best lives. But you always say you can't take care of your clients unless you take care of yourselves first. So the Life Well Lived program aligns with our core values and culture, because while we put our clients first, those aren't the only people that we're thinking of. So when we continue to invest in this program, it allows us to focus on the health and wellness of all of our employees, and that allows us in turn to better serve our clients. So we know that having a healthy lifestyle that enhances quality of life, decreases risk of illness, and increases success at work and beyond. So when we take care of ourselves physically and mentally, we're able to perform at our best.
Thank you. Just summarize that really, really succinctly there. It's, we know the days that we're in optimal kind of shape to deal with whatever stress is coming at us. We're well rested, well fed and hydrated. We've had some exercise for the day. You can kind of feel like you can take on anything. And then it's the days that you're maybe missing one of those, not able to tick all those boxes. Those are the ones that are a little bit more challenging. So, well, this has been great. I've really enjoyed our discussion today. Really enjoyed sharing a little bit more about the Life Well Lived program at Raymond James. And Jocelyn, I just want to thank you again very much for your time. Any parting thoughts from your end?
Nothing off the top of my head. Registration's always open, so come and join us anytime for lunch or fitness class. And if anyone has any ideas on things they'd like to see, it's sort of a build as you go program. So I'm always asking for feedback of, what type of speakers would you like to see, what topics, and which classes you'd like to see. So there's lots of flexibility. We figure it out as we go, as a group together.